the alliance between Australia and the United States is an anchor. And I believe this from every fiber of my being, an anchor to peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific and, quite frankly, around the world. We see this through our work of the Quad partners, India and Japan, to ensure the Indo-Pacific remains free, open, prosperous, and secure. I also see it through AUKUS, where together with the United Kingdom, we're making generational investments in our shared security. Last week, I sent Congress a budget request with commitments to boost our submarine production and maintenance capacity here in the United States. And I want to thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for the historic investments Australia has made to strengthen the submarine industry base as well.
The friendship between Australia and the United States was forged in hard times. We've served and sacrificed together in the cause of peace. We've helped each other through natural disasters. Australians and Americans share a rich history, but we always have our eye on the future. We're united by a determination to overcome the challenges that we face, and we share an ambition to seize those opportunities which lay ahead of us. Ours is indeed an alliance in which we celebrate what we've achieved up to now, but we focus on the future, a future of great opportunities, one that's stronger because of this alliance. We work together to promote peace and security across the Indo-Pacific, to uphold the stability which has generated unprecedented economic opportunity for the nations and the people of our region. For Australia, this is about investing in our capability and investing in our relationships. Today, President Biden and I discussed the progress being made on Australia's acquisition of nuclear-powered, conventionally armed submarines, which we announced with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak in March in San Diego. We are conscious that this is only the second time in history that the United States has shared this technology. And this fact speaks to the deep trust of our alliance and the significance of the challenge that we face together. Australia appreciates the administration's efforts to operationalise AUKUS and work with Congress to pass the legislation needed to realise our AUKUS ambitions. And I certainly appreciate once again, Mr. President, your call for this legislation to be passed this year. AUKUS will drive innovation and cooperation to provide the United States, Australia and the United Kingdom with improved capability to help secure peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. The compact lays the foundation for our two countries to advance climate and clean energy action this decade, both at home and globally. Today we agreed new measures under the compact to support our energy transition, including the establishment of an Australia and US Clean Energy Industry Council comprised of business and public finance leaders to advise government on clean energy industry development and cooperation. We're working closely with the United States to build end-to-end sustainable, reliable and transparent supply chains for critical minerals. Of course, Australia has abundant supplies of these critical minerals that will drive our economies throughout this century: lithium, cobalt, copper, vanadium and rare earths. We want to connect that with American markets, investors and technology in a way that creates new jobs and opportunities for industry and workers in both of our nations. Cheaper, cleaner energy will reduce costs for households, but it will also power a new generation of manufacturing.
House Republicans just elected Mike Johnson of Louisiana as the Speaker of the House. Johnson advocated conspiracy theories about voting machines and a rigged election in 2020. He encouraged his colleagues to join a lawsuit to invalidate the results of 4 states. So if you win re-election in 2024, are you worried that a Speaker Johnson would again attempt to overturn the election?
No.
Why not?
Because he can't. Look, just like I was not worried that the last guy would be able to overturn the election. They had about 60 lawsuits and all the way to the Supreme Court, and every time they lost. I understand the Constitution. The anger, the hurt, the sense of outrage that the Israeli people are feeling after the brutally inflicted devastation by Hamas is completely understandable. Israel has the right, and I would add responsibility, to respond to the slaughter of their people. and we will ensure Israel has what it needs to defend itself against these terrorists. That's a guarantee. We also have to remember that Hamas does not represent, let me say it again, Hamas does not represent the vast majority of the Palestinian people on the Gaza Strip or anywhere else. Hamas is hiding behind Palestinian civilians, and is despicable and, not surprisingly, cowardly as well. This also puts an added burden on Israel while they go after Hamas. But that does not lessen the need to operate in line with the laws of war. For Israel has to do everything in its power. Israel has to do everything in its power, as difficult it is to protect innocent civilians. And it's difficult. I want to thank the Israelis and the Palestinians, and President Sisi of Egypt for working with the United States to make sure that food, water, and medical supplies are getting through to innocent people in Gaza. The flow needs to increase, and we're working very hard with our partners to make that happen. We're also working around the clock together with our partners in the region to secure the release of hostages, and including American citizens left behind and held by Hamas.
The Hamas-controlled Gaza Health Ministry says Israeli forces have killed over 6,000 Palestinians, including 2,700 children. You've previously asked Netanyahu to minimize civilian casualties. Do these numbers say to you that he is ignoring that message?
What they say to me is I have no notion that the Palestinians are telling the truth about how many people are killed. I'm sure innocents have been killed, and it's the price of waging a war. I think we should be incredibly careful. I think not we, the Israelis should be incredibly careful to be sure that they're focusing on going after the folks that are propagating this war against Israel. And it's against their interest when that doesn't happen. But I have no confidence in the number that the Palestinians are using.